and Route 87, Arizona High Desert, 12:13 a.m. The kind of night where the heat doesn't break, it just gets heavier. A monsoon storm is hammering the asphalt and turning the desert highway into a slick black ribbon of danger. Lightning fractures the sky, illuminating the lone rider cutting through the deluge, and his name is Silas Vance. But to the Brotherhood and to the nightmares of men who cross him, he is simply Iron. Iron isn't riding for pleasure. At 52, and his joints ache when the barometric pressure drops. He's 6'4" of scarred muscle and road-worn leather, his beard a steel gray cascade against the black vest, and the death head patch on his back is soaked, the white skull gleaming every time the lightning strikes. And he's a man with a past written in violence and a conscience he's trying to scrub clean, 1 mile at a time, and he pulls his Harley Road Glide into the flickering neon oasis of Sal's last stop, a desolate gas station 40 miles outside of Phoenix. He needs coffee, and black as the night, but as he kills the engine, the vibration in his hands isn't from the V-twin, it's instinct. The hair on his arm stands up, the station is too quiet, and the attendant isn't at the counter. Then he sees it, a gray sedan parked near the air pumps, the driver's side door hanging open, and shattered glass glitters on the wet concrete like diamonds. Iron dismounts, his boots crunching on the gravel. He doesn't run, predators don't run. He stalks, and he reaches the car. Inside, a man in a business suit is slumped over the wheel, breathing shallow, ragged gasps. The interior is painted in red. Iron opens the door, and the man, maybe 30, eyes wide with terror, grabs Iron's leather vest with a blood-slicked hand. He doesn't see a biker, he sees a last hope. They found Wheezes. My little girl, Lily. Iron leans in, his voice a low rumble. Where is she? The man coughs, life fading fast. I told her. And hide where the monsters can't see. Told her. Daddy's not gone, just waiting. He presses a small, silver locket into Iron's palm. Don't let the shadow men take her, and the hand goes limp. The eyes stare at nothing. If this moment grabbed your heart, drop a comment saying protect them. Let's show the world we stand for the innocent. And Iron stands up, the rain washing the stranger's blood from his hand, but not the weight of the promise. He looks around. Hide where the monsters can't see, and he scans the perimeter. There's nothing but scrub brush and a rusted-out industrial dumpster behind the station. Iron moves. He approaches the dumpster, and hearing a faint whimper over the thunder, he lifts the heavy plastic lid. Curled in the corner, amidst torn trash bags, is a 7-year-old girl, and she's wearing pink pajamas covered in mud, clutching a worn stuffed rabbit so tight her knuckles are white. She looks up, and her eyes wide with a terror that no child should ever know. She sees the giant man, the skull on his patch, the scar running down his cheek. She shrinks back, and, it's okay, Iron says, his voice surprisingly soft. Your daddy sent move. She's in shock. Iron knows the look. He saw it in prison, saw it in war zones. And, who are you? She whispers, her voice trembling. I'm the guy who's gonna make sure the monsters don't come back, Iron says. He takes off his leather vest, and the most sacred thing he owns, and wraps it around her shivering frame. The heavy leather swallows her small form. My name is Iron. What's yours? She breathes. And, all right, Lily, we need to move. Now. He scoops her up. She's light, too light. As he walks back to the bike, headlights sweep across the highway. 3 black SUVs, and moving in a tactical column, slow down as they approach the gas station. The shadow men. Iron doesn't panic, and he knows he can't outrun a convoy with a child on the back in this weather. He needs a fortress. He needs the pack. He puts Lily on the bike, securing her with his belt, and he pulls out his burner phone. He hits a single button. Dispatch, this is Iron, code black. Location, the old Boneyard Drive in Sector 4. I have a package, and innocents involved. Bring the hammer. He revs the engine, the roar drowning out the thunder, and tears off into the desert, and headed for the ruins of an abandoned drive in Theater 3 miles east. 5 minutes later, Iron rolls into the derelict lot of the Boneyard, and the screen is a tattered white skeleton against the night sky. He hides the bike behind the concession stand. Then, they arrive. The sound comes first, and a low-frequency vibration that rattles the teeth. Then, the lights. Single headlights cutting through the rain. 4 bikes. Then 4 more. And the Hells Angels arrive not as a gang, but as a phalanx. Before we continue, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment where you're watching from. And now let's get back to the story. The crew dismounts. These aren't barroom brawlers, they are a precision unit. First is Sledge, a mountain of a man, 6'7", and with arms like tree trunks and a face carved from granite. He carries a kinetic entry tool on his back like it's a toy. Then Rook, the tech specialist, and Wire, thin with neon tattoos climbing his neck and a ruggedized tablet already glowing in his hands. Doc, a former combat medic with calm and intelligent eyes and a med kit strapped to his thigh. And Valkyrie, a fierce woman with braided red hair and eyes that miss nothing, and riding alongside the brothers as their intelligence officer. Situation. Ass, his voice deep enough to be felt in the chest. Iron gestures to Lily, and who is sitting on a crate, still wrapped in his vest, watching these giants with awe instead of fear. Father is KIA at the gas station. Cartel hit. They're hunting her, and she's the loose end. Iron reports, his tone clinical but his eyes burning. Rook is already scanning the area. And I've got chatter on the police bands and encrypted frequencies. They aren't standard cartel. This is the Obsidian Syndicate, high-end cleaners. And they don't leave witnesses iron. They clean the slate. Valkyrie steps forward, kneeling in front of Lily. She doesn't baby her, she respects her. Hey, little bit. And you hungry? She hands Lily a protein bar. Lily nods, taking a bite. They're coming, Rook says, looking at his tablet. 3 SUVs, 2 minutes out, and they're tracking the father's phone. I have the phone. Iron realizes. He pulls the dead man's phone from his pocket. They tracked us here. Rook takes the phone, and, give it here. I can clone the signal, send them on a wild goose chase to the canyon while we dig in. Rook connects a cable. His fingers fly across the screen. Done, and the signal is now moving north at 80 miles an hour. That bought us 20 minutes. But they'll circle back when they realize the dot isn't moving. And, if this made your blood boil knowing men like that are hunting a child, hit that like button right now. Iron gathers the crew. We need to know why, and why kill a civilian like that? Why hunt the kid? Iron opens the silver locket the father gave him. Inside there isn't a picture, and there's a micro SD card tucked behind the velvet lining. Rook, check this, Iron commands. Rook slots the card into his tablet. His face pales as the files load. Oh, and God. Speak, Iron barks. It's a ledger, Rook says, his voice disgusted. The father wasn't a criminal. He was an accountant for a logistics firm, and he found out the firm was a front. The syndicate isn't just moving drugs, Iron, they're moving people. Kids, this list, it's a manifest, and silence falls over the wet pavement. The rain hammers down, but the air is electric with rage. Traffickers. Sledge spits the word out like poison. He cracks his knuckles, and the sound like a pistol shot. Iron looks at Lily. She's looking at the string, not understanding the words, but understanding the mood. We have a choice, Iron says, and addressing the circle. We call the feds. Hand over the card. Hope they gear before the syndicate does. Or we handle it. Valkyrie says, and, her hand resting on the knife at her belt. The law requires evidence, warrants red tape. By the time they authorize a raid, those other kids on the list could be gone, and the syndicate moves fast. This violates the treaty. Doc warns quietly. If we go to war with the syndicate, the heat on the club will be unbearable, and Iron turns to look at Lily. She's shivering again. He walks over. Cold. Kid. A little, she says. Are you guys bad guys? And my daddy said bikers are bad guys. Iron smiles, a sad, crooked expression. Sometimes, Lily, the world is a dark room. And in a dark room, you don't need a Boy Scout, and you need a monster who eats other monsters. He stands up, facing his brothers. We don't leave her. And we don't let that list disappear. We finish this. The crew nods, and the vote is silent, unanimous. We need air cover, Iron says. Or at least, someone to clean up the mess legally. I know someone, Valkyrie says. And, Detective Elena Rossi, Phoenix PD. She's been trying to nail the syndicate for years, but her boss is on their payroll. She's honest. She hates us, but she hates them more. Call her. Iron orders. Tell her to meet us at the coordinates on the manifest. Tell her to bring a wagon for the bad guys, and a coroner for the ones who refuse to surrender. Rook pinpoints her location from the SD card. It's a warehouse district in Mesa, an old textile factory, and that's where they're holding the others before shipment. Shipment is scheduled for 4:00 a.m. That's in 1 hour. Doc checks his watch. Then we ride hard. Iron growls. And Sledge, your point. Valkyrie, you stay with the girl here. Keep her safe. No, Valkyrie says firmly. She's safest with the pack, and we put her in the chase van with Rook. Armored, bulletproof glass. If we leave her here and they find her, she's alone. With us, she has an army. Iron considers it, and fine. Rook, you stick to the van like glue. Sledge, Doc on me. The convoy moves out. The rain has stopped, and leaving the desert air crisp and smelling of ozone and wet sage. The formation is tight. Iron takes the lead, his jaw set. He thinks about his own daughter, Maya, and he hasn't seen her in 15 years. Prison took that from him. He couldn't protect her from his own choices. But he can protect Lily from the world. They hit the highway, and speeding toward Mesa. The city lights of Phoenix glow orange in the distance, a sprawling grid of indifference. But on this strip of asphalt, there is purpose, and they reach the industrial park. It's a maze of corrugated steel and razor wire. The target building is a massive windowless block, and 2 guards patrol the perimeter with assault rifles. Iron signals the crew to cut engines. They coast in silently using the momentum of the bikes. Sledge, and take the west gate. Doc, flank right. Rook, keep the van back, eyes on thermal. Iron dismounts. He draws a heavy chain from his saddlebag, wrapping it around his fist. And he doesn't like guns. Guns are impersonal. The tension is suffocating. They are outnumbered. The Syndicate has military-grade hardware, and the Angels have rage and road tools. Rook's voice crackles in the ear. Got heat signatures. 12 tangos inside, plus smaller signatures, caged, and in the basement. Iron's vision goes red. If your adrenaline is pumping right now, comment justice served and smash that like button. The confrontation, and Iron signals. Sledge kicks the side door, the steel frame buckles screeching open. The Angels flood inside. Chaos erupts. A guard raises a rifle, and Doc throws a wrench with terrifying precision, cracking the man's wrist. The rifle clatters to the floor. Sledge is a whirlwind, and tossing a mercenary through a wooden crate like a ragdoll. Iron moves toward the center office. He knows the leader will be there. A man in a tactical vest steps out, and Julian Vane, the head of this operation. He raises a pistol. You bikers are out of your depth, Vane screams, firing. A bullet grazes Iron's shoulder. He doesn't flinch, and he charges. Vane fires again, but Iron is on him. Iron tackles him into the office, crashing through the glass partition. They hit the floor hard. Vane is younger, faster, and he lands a punch to Iron's kidney, then a knee to the face. Iron tastes blood. You think you're heroes. Vane spits, drawing a knife. You're trash, and Iron catches Vane's wrist as the knife descends toward his throat. Iron's pale blue eyes lock onto Vane's. We are trash, Iron growls, and that's why we know where to find the garbage. Iron twists. Bone screams. Iron delivers a single, thunderous headbutt. Vane crumbles. Outside the office, and the battle is over. The Angels stand victorious, breathing hard. Sledge is nursing a cut on his forehead. Doc is zip-tying 3 mercenaries together, and Iron limps out of the office, dragging Vane by his tactical vest. The basement. Iron commands. They rush downstairs. Sledge uses bolt cutters on the heavy padlock, and the door swings open. Inside, huddled on mattresses, are 6 children terrified. Silent Iron kneels down. He looks terrifying, blood in his beard, vest torn. But he lowers his head. You're safe now, he says. Nobody hurts you again. Sirens wail in the distance. Blue and red lights flash against the warehouse walls, and Detective Alina Rossi bursts in, weapon drawn, followed by a SWAT team. She sees the Angels standing guard over the kids. She sees the trussed-up mercenaries, and she sees Vane unconscious on the floor. She lowers her gun. You made a mess, Iron, she says, but there's no malice in it. Just taking out the trash, and Detective. Iron replies. The ledger is on the desk upstairs. Names, buyers, it's all there? Rossi nods slowly. Get out of here before the captain shows up, and I'll handle the paperwork. Transformation and legacy. The crew mounts up. Rook brings Lily out of the van. Do I have to go with the police? She asks, and looking at the flashing lights. Iron walks over. He kneels eye level with her. For a little while, sweetheart. They have to find your grandma or your aunt, but you're safe. You hear me? Lily reaches out and touches the death head patch on his chest. You kept your promise, she whispers. Always, Iron says, and as the Angels ride away, Iron feels a weight lift off his chest. The rain has stopped completely. The desert sunrise is bleeding purple and gold across the horizon, and the aftermath. The news breaks the next morning. Biker gang disrupts major trafficking ring. The ledger Iron recovered leads to 30 arrests across 5 states, and the Obsidian Syndicate is dismantled. Julian Vane is looking at life without parole. The club votes unanimously to set up a discreet fund, and the Lily Fund. It pays for therapy and support for the children recovered from the warehouse. 6 months later, Iron is working in the club's garage and wrenching on a transmission. The grease feels good on his hands. It's honest work. His phone buzzes. It's a text from an unknown number. It's a photo. It's Lily, and she's standing in a front yard, holding a new backpack. She looks happy, healthy. Below the photo is a message. She wanted you to see this. She starts 2nd grade today, and thank you, Sarah. If this is hitting you right in the heart, comment family forever. Let's show some love for the protectors. Iron stares at the screen, and his vision blurs. He wipes his eyes with a rag, smearing grease on his face. He's a hard man, he's done bad things. But today, and a little girl is going to school because he stood up. He walks outside. The sun is setting over Phoenix. He realizes that redemption isn't a destination, and it's not a place you get to and stop. It's a road. You ride it every day. Some days are smooth, some are full of potholes. But you keep riding. The transformation. And a car pulls up to the garage. It's Lily's aunt. And Lily. Iron freezes. He didn't expect to see them. Lily runs out of the car. She's taller now. She runs straight to him. And Iron hesitates. He's covered in grease and dirt. She doesn't care. She wraps her arms around his leg and hugs him tight. "Hi, Iron Dad," she says. And something inside Silas, Iran, Vance cracks wide open. The ice that had encased his heart since San Quentin melts. He carefully pats her head with a clean part of his hand. And, "Hey kid," he chokes out. Broader impact. The story of what happened in that warehouse spread, not just through the news, but through the streets. And people started looking at the patch differently in Phoenix. They didn't just see trouble. They saw a line in the sand, and the club began receiving anonymous tips about other injustices. Abused women, bullied veterans, kids in danger. They didn't become vigilantes, not exactly, and they became guardians. They helped 14 veterans find housing that year. They escorted 36 kids to court to testify against their abusers, and forming a wall of leather and denim so the kids wouldn't be scared. Circular ending. Back in the garage, the sun has set. The crew is hanging out, drinking beers, and Iron is polishing his bike. The chrome shines like a mirror. His phone rings again. He looks at the ID. It's a restricted number. He answers. Iron, a woman's voice, and whispering, terrified. I heard you help people. My ex-husband, he has my son. He's heading for the border. Please." Iron looks at the crew. Sledge, Doc, Rook, and Valkyrie. They are already looking at him. They know the look on his face. The beer bottles are set down. The helmets are picked up. "Where are you?" Iron asks, and grabbing his vest. If this story moved you, hit subscribe, smash like, and share this so more people hear the message that heroes come in all forms. And drop a comment telling me which part hit you hardest. Closing philosophy. Iron mounts his Harley. He kicks the starter, and the engine roars to life, and a sound like thunder, a sound like hope. Sometimes, the scariest people are the fiercest protectors. Redemption isn't erasing the past. It's choosing differently today, and it's about standing between the wolves and the sheep and saying, "Not past me." Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the people who ride through the storm with you, and the garage door rolls up. The headlights cut into the dark. Iron twists the throttle. They ride.